Fat Dag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, Fat Dag.
I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 198 of Wise Advice. Man, we are creeping up to 200 downloads. What that means to you is that, 200 days out of the year, which is easily, 3 to 4 to 5 days a week, you can tune in, you can listen to an episode, whether it be a current episode or a past episode. I got to tell you, a lot of folks tweet in, they email in, they let me know that being able to go back through old episodes helps throughout the journey for a couple different reasons. Generally speaking, when we hear something, we don't retain 100% of it anyway. So we retain about 60%. And then in the 60% that we retain, much of it may not make sense because at that point in our journey, it doesn't really resonate the way that it probably should. So as you go back and re-listen, first of all, you retain a different 60%. And second of all, you may be in a different place now where you hear something different or you interpret something different. So certainly the availability to go back and listen to all of the episodes, I'll keep that free. That is my gift to you to go out and enjoy them. On the nights that I can't get a live show, you certainly have the option to go all the way back to episode 1, listen to me talking to myself in the car, a short 5-minute episode. And of course, what I'd like to do is tweet out some of your favorites. When you're listening to an older episode, go to Twitter and send a tweet, tag Fat Dag, tag Wise Advice, and just let me know. I'd like to kind of see what episodes in the catalog continue to resonate. I think that's kind of fun. I have some personal favorites, but I think everybody has certain ones that mean certain things at certain times. It's really fun. I get a lot of time people tell me, hey, I listened to such and such episode, and then they give me, things that, hey, I remember when you said this, and a lot of times I look and go, yeah, I don't remember saying it like that. And that gives credit to the piece that I say is that you hear things that you need to hear when you need to hear them. So thank you all for being here. Quick shout out before we get going. The live group is here. Thank you all for joining me live. Jan says, I made goal. So that is absolutely amazing. So Jan, congratulations. What an amazing accomplishment. You did it. You absolutely got it done. And I'm extremely proud of you. Way to go out there, tackle it, and getting it done. Coming off of the Fat Dag 2018 International Tour, just got back from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Started off in Biloxi Biloxi, Ocean Springs. Started off in Biloxi/Ocean Springs, Mississippi back in April. May, we hit Tulsa, Oklahoma. Coming up in June, we'll be up in Toronto. That officially kicks off and makes it the International Tour. If you haven't signed up already, here's what we do. You go to fatdag.com, you click on the event tab, and you just simply let me know that you're going to be there. Once I pick an event that I'm going to participate in, I will send an email to all of those who've let me know you're going to be there. And then at that point, you have the opportunity to sign up or just simply show up, whatever your preference is. But the group in Tulsa was absolutely amazing. I never did an official head count because it's never been about the numbers for me. It's about the true connections and interactions that we make. And if you show up, I want to make sure we have a great time. But my best guess is 25 to 30, somewhere in there, of you showed up. And we ended up walking this 5K. Some of us ran, some of us walked. But together, we all started the 5K, which is absolutely the best part of this journey. And half the battle is just showing up. Doesn't matter if you finish, doesn't matter what time you finish in. What matters is you wake up every single day. You wake up on fire. You wake up wanting to get this done. That's what about 30 of us did. 24, Rebecca says, that's what about 24 of us did out in Tulsa. Had an amazing time on that Saturday morning. And then we just So here's the deal. We started the race at 8:00. I got there around 7. Some of you got there around 5:30 in the morning. I'm not sure what that's about, but so you got there early. We hung out. We did the walk, and then we went to lunch after. Shout out to the folks in Panera. You guys were amazing hosts as we sat there till about 2:00 in the afternoon, just sharing stories and laughing together and crying together and just really connecting as a community. And that was absolutely my favorite day of the weekend, just really sitting and being able to connect with you on that Saturday afternoon. So thank you, all of you in Tulsa who showed up. It was cool to see all of you in your blue Fat Dag International Tour shirts. Made it very easy for us to spot each other. I had a long time on the Fat Dag site. I had them for sale. Currently out of stock in most sizes, and I was hesitant to reorder or not, but I think I'm going to have to. So if that is your indication, that's your inclination, let me know, and maybe I'll put a new order in for them as well. So anyway, let's get this thing going. Episode 198 out of Oklahoma. Becky writes in. She says, "Hi there. Hey, I wrote to you, and I didn't know my why. I knew all of the things that I didn't want to be my why, but I did actually want to feel better. Let me tell you all the things that have happened since then. I got to goal and I looked at myself in the mirror and I really didn't see it. Nevertheless, I knew that I really didn't want to get any lower than the number on the scale. One day, I looked in the mirror and I saw something different looking back at me. This lady had confidence, joy, and she was skinny. My why suddenly became about me as I realized that I was being successful in seeing new behaviors take root, and that was creating a change in an outward way. Also, I started cleaning the house like crazy, getting rid of all of the excess stuff that we had hanging around but no need for. We can park both cars in the garage again because it's virtually empty of all the junk and baggage we just didn't have the energy to tackle before. Still, I didn't see myself as being a strong person physically. Fibromyalgia has been such a constant companion that it has almost become part of my identity. Nevertheless, when the international tour was announced and Tulsa was a real thing, I signed up thinking, man, I want to do that. That would be great. Thing is, I didn't think I could. I did, though. When it was over and I was driving to Panera after, I called my husband with tears going down my face because I did it. I was strong enough. I was tough enough. I was not a diagnosis, a disease, a weight number, or anything else that previously held me back. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't run it, but that didn't matter. I felt better having walked a 5K than I had in longer than I could imagine. The mental clarity was absolutely amazing. The friends I met and the acceptance I received made me think that just maybe I could do it again. So the next morning, I found a treadmill and I walked another 5K. There were just no words for how awesome that felt. I finally get it. I don't love walking. I love how I feel afterwards. So tonight, after my dinner, I went and I joined the only gym in our little town. My goal is 3 times a week. That is where the community accountability comes in. I have not arrived. Goal doesn't mean done. Goal means more growing into who I am meant to be instead of hiding myself in food. Goal means that I'm learning how to live. I am so very grateful for you, Mike, and each person I come across in the Facebook Wise Wingman group and at the event. You all encourage me in ways that I cannot put into words. Thanks, Becky. Becky, absolutely incredible. Congratulations on this amazing mental transformation. That is the piece of this journey that we focus so much on, is that, man, if you know why you're doing this and you wake up every single morning on fire to get this done, it becomes part of who you are. So thank you for showing up to the race. It doesn't matter if you walk, doesn't matter if you run. As I said at the race, what I believe to be the victory on the international tour is when we get at the start line and the gun goes off and everyone takes off. If you cross the starting line at that point in the journey, you're an amazing success. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to get to the finish line. Doesn't matter if you even make it to the finish line. You dared to show up. We beat about 2 billion people that morning who didn't even dare show up to get it done, and we did that. Now, Becky, a couple things about your previous reflections in the mirror. The mirror, generally speaking, is the last one to know that we're at goal. We can tell internally first, our clothes fit better. There's a lot going on long before the mirror makes that confirmation. So it does take a little bit, but you have to realize that you're being successful by creating new behaviors, seeing new behaviors take root. Showing up to walk or run a 5K is a new behavior. If you continue to do that, you will reach whatever goals that you set in life because you're creating that change in that outward way that you talked about. I'm not sure if you did this intentionally or not, but in your email, I love the metaphor in the middle is that you started cleaning your house like crazy, getting rid of all the excess stuff that you had hanging around but no need for. We have to do that in our weight loss journey as well. At some point, we have to clean out our brain. We have to get rid of the excess stuff in there, the garbage that we just don't have room for. And at that point, you can park a lot more in your brain if you clear the clutter and you just really understand why you're doing this. And there's so much that distracts us on this journey that you have to clean house internally as well. I'm glad to see now that you've figured it out. You're now a strong person. You've seen yourself as actually someone who is strong enough, who is tough enough, and that you can do anything that you want with that attitude. The fact that you completed the 5K with us was incredible, and you said something that I believe for a long time. I'm not a big runner. I run often. I enjoy the after effect of running, not the actual act of running. I think it's kind of like when you clean your garage. You don't enjoy cleaning the garage, but when you pull both cars in, when you sit back and you look at what you've accomplished, that pride is something you certainly you can't replicate any other way except for by putting in the hard work to get there. So absolutely, it was fun. I'm glad you signed up for the tour. I'm glad, obviously, like I said earlier, I'm absolutely thrilled that we had the chance to meet. And I'm confident that if you show up for this race, you can do it. We're gonna walk with you. We're going to stand with you, whatever it takes to get you do there. So I don't want anyone thinking that not to sign up because it may be too difficult. Certainly, even just show up and wait for us to come across the line and we'll hang out after. Zumba Jamie showed up. It was a complete surprise. We did an impromptu Zumba session after as we were waiting for the awards. It was kind of cool to see many of the folks who were there. I think 3 of us actually got awards for finishing in the top 3 in our age group, which is absolutely amazing to see that much success. The coolest part is exactly what you said, is meeting new people and the acceptance that you received. That is what this international tour is all about. It's not about showing up. It's about showing up. It's not about winning. It's not about competing at your very best. It's not about being the best person there. It's not about setting personal records. What it's about is doing something different, getting into a group of people who understand us, understanding that what this journey is all about, and then continue and change your life after that. So that is the absolute power of this entire community. That is what I'm thankful for. So Becky, again, truly an honor to meet you. And of course, all of you who were there in Tulsa. We had an amazing trip. If you're anywhere near Toronto, I'm telling you, June 23rd is what you're going to want to do. The details are released into it's going to be the Pride Run up in Toronto. Now, this will be the first one that is significantly larger of an event. And so what I mean by that is the Biloxi race was just a few hundred people were there. The Tulsa race was less than 1,000 people were there. This one will have so many people there. It may be difficult for us to connect. So if you have registered through the FatDag website, I will send some specific instructions out as to where we're going to meet up once we figure that out. So keep up the amazing work, Becky, and everyone. Thank you so much. Stephanie writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, I hope you're doing well. I wrote to you back in episode 191. Thanks for reading my email on air. It totally made my day. I have a few updates for you. I'm doing so much better. I've really embraced the Connect community, and I'm so glad that I did. When I wrote last, it was during a really pivotal time, and I was on the fence about my journey. I've lost more weight since then, and I'm still working on getting to goal. It's been a slow process, but I will get there. Something clicked a few weeks ago, and I get it. The workouts, the tracking, everything all came together for me, and I can see my journey really start to take off now. I am so excited about this. With that said, I wanted to ask you how you handle the pushy do-gooders. You know, those friends or colleagues that insist that you have cake or fattening food with them. I know that misery loves company, but even after I explained myself about counting points and having a weakness for sweets, this lady would not stop. I was so angry I didn't eat the cake out of anger, but why do I have to be pushed to this point to be heard? I'm sure this coworker only meant well, but you don't see me going up to drug addicts, pushing drugs on them, or up to alcoholics waving bottles of booze under their noses. I feel that people who don't respect my journey simply don't respect me and where I am in my life. I am doing so well, and I'm so strong that this tiny drama will not derail me. It's irritating, yes, but how can I get my message across to them without being an absolute beast in return? My husband had me in a fit of giggles because he knew how angry I was and just really backed me up. Short of resorting to a physical altercation, throwing a punch or dumping her cake in her trash, I walked away and I didn't eat it. I didn't eat my anger. 1 point for me. How do you handle these sorts of circumstances without it getting under your skin, Stephanie? Well, Stephanie, let's go all the way back to the very beginning. Very, very cool. Congratulations on embracing the Connect community. As we know, so many of us, we believe that the accountability to each other and that community of people who understand us is what certainly gets us to goals. So congratulations on that. I'm glad to hear that something clicked. A lot of us, when we get to this point, something clicks. And that is the moment when we say, okay, something is absolutely different in this journey. So welcome to goal. I know that is the piece when that clicks, it's very much so that you are in tune and you're rocking it and you're absolutely getting it done. So that's where I say celebrate those successes, because that mental click, that mental shift is the piece that'll carry you to goal. Now, how do you handle the pushy do-gooders, right? They're everywhere. Sometimes they're coworkers, sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're family, sometimes they're yourself, right? So when someone bakes something, the common term is, well, I made it just for you. And we feel obligated to accept their invitation, and sometimes it derails us from our journey. The only thing I can tell you when it comes, every scenario is going to be different. Being mentally strong in all scenarios is certainly difficult. It can be done. It takes an intense amount of focus, but you certainly can do it. You're strong. The tiny drama is not going to derail you. I'm very, very proud of that. To see that you were very successful in this scenario is clearly an indication that when you said something clicked, you absolutely understand that, yes, something did click. Now, you're right, misery loves company, but a lot of times what happens, here's my assumption of what I think happens is sometimes they kind of mean well, but sometimes they're testing you. And so, it's no secret that most of the population who's attempted to lose weight, they have difficult time finding a level of success that you're finding. So the assumption is they believe that you're on a diet. They believe that this is a temporary solution that you're after. They believe that you believe that you're depriving yourself, and they want to reward you by saying you can have this one thing. The thing you have to do, you have to stay firm. You have to explain it in such a way where there is no opportunity for them to refute you. Now, it's not just in a weight loss journey. It's not just about food. You have to explain it in a way where again, there's no way for them to refute. And I simply say things like, I just don't want it. If you said, well, I'm tracking points, and you try and explain the program to them, it's not going to make the same amount of sense to them. If you simply say and be it firm, hey, listen, I don't want it. Thank you. But if you try and explain the journey, it's just too complicated. So you simply just be firm, stick to your guns, and say, I don't want it, and you move on. If that doesn't work, a throat punch certainly is that's the next step. You go from being firm and saying I don't want it to immediately into the throat punch. That seems to get their attention if that is the case. But I would recommend against that. I would stay firm first because we don't want you to certainly have a whole different journey that's coming up next. But you're doing amazing. I understand how you just, how the anger kicks in. I understand where you get to the point where you say, you just really want them to respect you and respect your journey. And I think a lot of times it's they just believe that you're going to not get there anyway. So they just kind of want to help you get there a little sooner. But what you've done is absolutely incredible. Continue to be a beast. Clearly you have an amazing partner in your journey, in your husband. The fact that he had you in a fit of giggles, that's amazing therapy as well. And he backed you up. That kind of support with the mental clarity that you had in the beginning, that tells me that you're going to be just fine. You're going to have a great amount of success. And the best way to beat these people, truly, the best way to beat these people is to stick to your guns and get to goal. When you reach your goal, that person will notice. That person will understand. And what you've then done is you've taken two opportunities that are months apart. You've taken the opportunity of sticking to your guns, being firm, and then continuing to reach your goal. That value that you give back to them is absolutely invaluable, because what happens is they now go, oh, that's how you do it. So that's what I want you to do, Stephanie. I want you to stick to your guns. I want you to get to goal. I want you to be firm. I want you to explain it in a way where there's no refuting it. I don't want it. They can't say, well, sure you do. You say, no, I don't. If you said something along the lines of, well, maybe I'll have it later, then they see the weakness creeping in, and then they continue to push, and you simply say, no, I don't want it. Thank you. Move on. And if you got to be firm, do it, So very, 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 very cool. Stephanie, thank you so much for your email. Out of Livermore, California, Nancy writes in, says, hi, Fat Dag. Hey, I made goal this week. Between online and meetings, I've lost 74 pounds and 7 sizes. What I wanted to share with you and your listeners is that goal really is a look and a feeling. Last Thursday, when my clothes were feeling a little loose, I took a look at my belly where the fat had taken the longest to come off, and I realized I didn't want to lose any more weight. My scale was not involved in that decision. So at my Saturday weigh-in, I asked the receptionist to make today's weight my goal. My life has changed since this round on Weight Watchers. I started out feeling winded after climbing 2 flights of stairs. I'm now training for a half marathon after running 2 5Ks and a 10K. I feel more confident and capable now in my personal and professional life. My family is proud of my efforts, and they are taking steps towards a healthy lifestyle as well. Sometimes I encounter those people who tease me about my success, but they really do admire what I've done. When they ask how I did this, I tell them that I started out with a strong reason why, high triglycerides, and an increasing blood pressure. As I progressed on this journey past the healthy lab results, my why was that I wanted to be a fit, healthy, active person for the rest of my life. To be the best me that I can be, not the heavy, slow, unfit person I've been for most of my life. Finally, I want to thank you, Fat Dag, for your podcast. I enjoy listening while I'm working out. Thanks to the Wise Wingmen on Facebook, the Connect community, my meeting leader, Trish, and Saturday meeting friends, my coworkers, and my family, all of whom cheered me on. I'm now on to maintenance and then on to lifetime. Thanks also this Memorial Day for your military service and to your family for supporting you. I signed up for your tour stop in San Francisco on November 10th, and I look forward to meeting you and running with you in our Bay Area Wingman. Thanks, Nancy. Nancy, congratulations. 74 pounds, 7 sizes. That is all you. That is your focus. That is your discipline. That is your dedication. That is you saying, I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to take care of me. And you did it. I'm positive at some point in this journey, you felt that mental shift of, oh, I can do this. I believed from very, very day one that you could do it. I'm glad to see that you actually did follow through in getting it done. I love the sentence you put is that you realize you don't want to lose any more weight, and your scale was not involved in the decision. That's incredible. So you woke up, you said, this is it. And then you use the scale to mark that as a point, not the other way around. congratulations on that amazing transformation. I clearly understand what you say when you say you feel more confident, you feel more capable in your personal and your professional life. I agree 100%. It completely changes everything about you when you finally shed that feeling of not liking the way you look, not liking the way you feel, knowing that you can be better. And when you get there, it's incredible. So it's also awesome to see that your family has taken notice. Your family is getting it done. Your family is working towards a healthy lifestyle as well. So that's how this works, is when one person starts making the change, they stick with it long enough and they push through and they get crazy, awesome results. It becomes contagious. At that point, people say, I want that too. She looks so good. She feels so amazing. Look at all the amazing things she's doing. I'm jealous enough now to put in the effort, to put in the focus, to get it done. That is how you inspire others, is you inspire others by doing things that they believe are impossible, and you show them that it absolutely is possible. As you progress in this journey past the healthy lab results, knowing that you are now a healthy, fit person, that's life-changing. You have given yourself back, and you've given your family more time on this planet with you. So that absolutely is amazing. So as Tammy says on YouTube, be the prize. If you want to be the prize, you have to push forward. You have to get it done. You have to be so dang awesome at what you're doing that other people have to take notice, and they want it. They want that level of success that you've done, and because they've now seen that you can do it, they slowly start to believe that they can do it as well. Thank you for the shout out on Memorial Day. We spent an amazing weekend in Tulsa celebrating Memorial Day in such a way. I have the opportunity through some of the charity work that I do through the Folds of Honor Foundation to spend it with families and moms and dads and children who have lost someone on the battlefield, who they paid the ultimate price and made the ultimate sacrifice. So the opportunity to spend my weekend with them in Tulsa was just an amazing opportunity. So many members of our military were there looking and honoring the heroes and the legends who've done such great things for us country. So it was an honor to spend the weekend with them. So thank you for recognizing them as well. So last thing is that, San Francisco, November 10th. At the moment, we're scheduled to do the Bay Run, or not the Bay Run, but it's to run along the Bay in Chrissy Park is kind of the opportunity that we're looking forward to. I will keep you posted. Go to fatdag.com, click on the event tab. Let me know you're interested in coming, and I will get more details out as that happens. So, Nancy, thank you. Congratulations. 74 pounds done. Getting to goal. You've completely changed your life. I knew you could do it, and I'm proud of you for actually getting it done. Karen out of Ohio writes in and says, "Hey, dear Fat Dag, I am partway through my journey, down 20 pounds, and I'm in a trial removal of diuretics from my blood pressure medication. I have done every popular diet plan program like many others that I heard on your podcast. I recognize at this time that the reason it worked and then failed was because I would lose the weight and then I would skip any maintenance part of the program. At this point in my life, I am totally ready to get to Lifetime and commit to staying there. I listen to you every day. I've used several YouTube folks, follow Connect on Weight Watchers. I'm online only right now, but plan on joining meetings closer to the goal to officially become Lifetime. I wanted to check in and tell you that I will let you know soon when I make goal. Thanks for your support and your service. I wish you good focus." Karen out of Westerville, Ohio, and she puts a little OHIO in the end of the email. So absolutely cool. So Karen, cool. 20 pounds down. That's incredible. That does not happen by accident. You can't simply wake up overnight, wake up down 20 pounds. You have to put in the work. You have to be focused. You have to get it done. And as a result, you're in a trial phase to remove the diuretics from your blood pressure medicine. You're regaining health benefit that you previously gave up by the choices that you've made. You're now making different choices and you're regaining health benefits into your life. I want you to think about that. In just a simple matter of 20 pounds, You've now gone from on medication to in a trial phase of how you can live or live without them. Certainly some genetics play into this, but a lot of it isn't genetics, and that's the piece that you're attacking, and you're absolutely a rock star at getting it done. I want to address something that you said, which I believe to be very, very true, is every popular diet program plan out there, every single one of them work. Every one. It doesn't matter if it's Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, keto, paleo, you name the popular diet out there, you will find someone on it who was successful. I believe firmly that the reason they were successful is they know why they're doing it. They wake up every single morning, they stay focused, they say, I am doing this today and here's why. And then when lunch comes along, they say, no, I am doing this today and here's why. Every single program works. It works because you know why you're doing it. Now, I'm a firm believer that Weight Watchers is the one that worked best for me. It fit into my lifestyle better. I had to go into the meeting room, so I'm glad to see that you're considering switching into the meeting room. I personally would encourage you to do it sooner rather than later. I believe the community support that's offered in a Weight Watcher meeting room when you find the right meeting is invaluable. I want you to get to goal. I want you to get to lifetime. I can't wait till you write in next time telling me how awesome it is to get to goal. Continue to do amazing work. Continue to wake up every single morning on fire. Continue to wake up every single day energized, saying, I can do this. I believe you can do it. I start the show and say, I believe in you. And the reason I believe in you is because I've seen so many people do it with so many of life's challenges along the way, and they continue to push forward, staying focused on their why. And when they get to that point, when they finally say, you know what, I don't want to lose any more weight, and they declare themselves at goal, we jump up and down, we celebrate, and we absolutely get it done. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice Podcast link, send in your celebrations, send in your emails to onair@fatdag.com. I'll certainly include them as part of the show. I want you to share what you're doing. The reason I share is as you hear it is so many people hear so many different things along this journey that depending on where you are in your journey, there are different things you need to hear. I can only share from personal experience the things that I personally have experienced. If we're relying on my journey and my journey alone, then we're missing so much of the population. So I need your journey. I'm honored to be able to share with our community what you have done to get it done so that somebody else can go, oh yeah, I can do this as well. And on top of that, I want you to be proud of what you're doing. What you're doing is hard work, but it's completely life-changing work. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the Wise Advice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit fatdag.com, click on Become a Patron today.